let me welcome you at the last round, the last session of this day. And we can move on directly to the presentation of Mr. Lothar Pirc, who is joining us from Germany with his presentation, which is called Proposal to Create Peace in the World Through Ancient Vedic Sciences, Ayurveda, Yoga and Yagya, from Philosophy to Silence. Mr. Pirc, the floor is yours. Please start with your presentation. Mr. Pirc, we can't hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, now we hear you.
Hello, welcome everybody today. Good afternoon to Prague. And it's a great joy and honor for me to be connected to you all today. The topic already was presented, so I'll just move on. This is a picture of my Maharishi Ayurveda Health Center in Bad Ems, Germany, which was founded more than 30 years ago. And we have treated here more than 30,000 people with Panchakarma. The clinic has about 90 staff. It's a state-recognized hospital for Ayurveda. And we have witnessed tremendous curative benefits. So I'm very grateful to Ayurveda and to the Vedic tradition of India for this beautiful knowledge. This is a picture of my teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who taught me and who inspired me to start the clinic. And he is a great master of the Vedic sciences. And this is giving you now an overview about the different treatment modalities here. You can see here the level of the physiology in society, and we go deeper into creation, individual physiology. Then below that are the levels of the organisms, the systems, the organs, the tissues, the cells, the proteins. We are always going deeper into creation. Finally, RNA and DNA. And below DNA, we know from quantum physics the unified field of all the laws of nature. We see here the main forces in physics, the electromagnetical field, the strong and weak interaction, and gravitation. And they have their common basis at what is called a unified field. It is operating from a level to the 10 to the minus 33 centimeters or 10 to the minus 43 seconds. And this level of life brings everything in creation from itself. And we know this also from the ancient Vedic science as the field of Atma. Atma is the inner self, and we can reach that in the experience of transcendental meditation through the easy technique and scientifically validated technique of transcendental meditation. And Atma is unmanifest. It is the knower of all creation. It is eternal, universal, and indestructible, as described in Charaka Samhita, and it's bliss in its own nature. And all beings want to live in happiness and in comfort, and to live in accord with natural law is giving us this experience. And there is no happiness, it says in the ancient scriptures, without following Dharma. That means our natural duty. Now, the topic of today's presentation is related to the collective health. When we have wars in different parts of the world, when we have crime, when we have terrorism, that means nature has come out of balance. And I have been looking deeply into the ancient Vedic scriptures like Charaka Samhita, where it actually is described how wars happen. It's a part of Ayurveda. It says here, when the Dharma, the natural duty, is not lived anymore by the people, then the collective consciousness declines, and the rulers do not follow the righteous path. And the basis of this, according to Ayurveda, is pragya parat, that means the mistaken intellect, where we identify with the outer world and not the inner world. And through this decline, the seasons come out of balance, the earth and the water get polluted, The drugs are not so effective anymore. And from that results collective suffering and destruction. We have here another quote from Charaka Samhita, where it says the violation of natural law is at the root of wars. And because of increased greed, anger, and ego, some people may start fighting amongst themselves with killer intentions, or start a fight with the enemy, or the enemy attack them. So this is all contained in the Ayurvedic ancient scriptures. Now, when we continue, just a moment, the solution for that is found in another Vedic science, so to say, a brother of Ayurveda, and that is yoga. Yoga means the unification of the individual life with the cosmic life. And that is experienced through the transcendental consciousness, where we experience samadhi, inner bliss consciousness. And when we look at the ancient scriptures of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, it says right in the beginning, yoga is a transcending of the activity of the mind. It is defined as yoga chitti vritti nirodha. That means when all the impulses of activity of the mind have come to a standstill, when we experience samadhi, the unbounded inner consciousness, bliss consciousness, that is yoga. Then the observer remains established in his own natures. So it's a self-referral state of consciousness. And we know that from ahimsa, established in non-violence, enmity in the environment is neutralized. Atma is alone. It's a state of the simplest form of awareness. And they say it's the only thing worth seeing, hearing, contemplating, and realizing our inner self, the Atma. Now, how difficult is that yoga? With the technique of transcendental meditation, it's very naturally, it's to experience, it's easy to learn, effortless to practice, and it's described in the ancient Vedic texts as the fourth major state of consciousness, which is a state of deep, restful alertness. And there are hundreds of scientific studies. I just show you here some measurements of the brainwave activities. What happens that during transcendental meditation, as the mind is settling down, the body is getting a very profound level of rest, much deeper than during sleep. And the different parts of the brain, they begin to function in an orderly, coherent wave functioning. All the different parts of the brain are connected. And here in the left bar, you see a group of meditators who have just learned 2 weeks ago. And then in the middle, you see here a group that has been meditating for 4 months. And you see already much more coherence. You see one point here on the screen when about 95% of the brainwave activities shows the same frequency, like here the alpha waves, which stand for restful alertness. And then in the right bar, you see a group that has been meditating for 2 years. And you can really see how the potential, the utilization of the brain, of our creativity, of our consciousness is increasing. Now, physiological peace is gained through the calmer style of the physiological functioning, like the heart rate is going down, skin resistance is going up, plasma lactate is going down, the respiration is going down, showing a very deep rest, much deeper than during deep sleep. And there's also physiological rest as indicated by this study. This study was done by the biggest health insurance company in the United States. And they have compared 2,000 practitioners of transcendental meditation with 500,000 other members. And they have seen in all areas of the diseases, the costs went down in average by 50%. There is an increased in anxiety. This is a meta-analysis of 146 studies, which shows that transcendental meditation is much more effective to reduce fear and anxiety as other forms of meditation. And I would like to invite all of you to look at the collected papers of scientific research. There are about 650 studies conducted at over 300 independent universities and research institutions in more than 30 countries. Now we talk about the structure of collective consciousness. So we have the individual consciousness, from that comes the family consciousness, the city consciousness, the state consciousness, the national consciousness, and the world consciousness. And when we have wars like now in the world, that means the collective consciousness is ill. And when many people start to experience this inner unbounded yoga, unification, and bliss, then these waves of peace for the unified field, which is connecting everything in creation, is spreading throughout the world. And there have been many studies that in cities where 1% of the people practice TM, that the crime rate is going down. We have done experiments with 8,000 advanced meditators that in one place on earth, even the war intensity in Lebanon went down. The crime rate in Washington, D.C., we had at this experiment over 8 weeks, we had 4,000 people, and you see as the number of the participants increased, the crime rate went down up to 23%. There have been conferences in Iowa, United States, in The Hague, and in Washington. They all show when 10,000 people meditate together in one place, that the crime rate and all the negative trends in society go down. And this is a very recent study. It was just published in the World Journal of Social Sciences, and it went over a period of 16 years. And here you can see when we had on the blue line in America, a group that was sufficient to create this coherence effect for the United States, that all the negative trends like murder, rape, assault, robbery, infant mortality, drug deaths, vehicle fatalities, all those negative trends went down. And when the group could not be maintained financially, then you see all the negative trends were rising again. We are building groups now in India and in different parts of the world. We are trying to build these groups to wash away the stress from the world consciousness, also in Nepal. We have many school projects around the world. Even in some countries, the military is practicing transcendental meditation. And there is a global union of scientists for peace, which has conducted over 53 studies. 35 of them are peer-reviewed studies that show in a very impressive way that terrorism and war can be eliminated really within a few months. And what the world needs now is a big group of about 10,000 people who are doing the advanced programs, or just 8 million people who do just a simple transcendental meditation twice a day for 20 minutes. So it's a scientifically proven program, and our goal is expressed in the Vedic literature as Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The whole world is my family. I know I had only little time to talk about something so unusual, so I would like to invite you to visit the websites tm.org or the Global Union of Scientists, GUSP.org, or the Vedic Pandits, the scholars in India who have that profession to recite the Vedas and to create peace in the world. Thank you very much. And namaste, and I hope we still have a minute for questions. Is that okay?
Thank you very much, Mr. Lothar Pirc from Germany. Thank you for showing us and sharing with us a different take of Ayurveda practices, not only the medical one for diseases, but also for the health of the whole world, the mental health especially. Thank you for that. Let me ask other participants if they have any questions. I can't see any questions from our viewers and listeners. I think they were so taken away by your presentation and with the data you presented that they forgot to ask completely.
Okay, so you will find my website when you Google my name. You can go to my website and send any questions. If you would like to help to create such a group or have any ideas how to implement it in a big way. And it was my great joy and honor to speak to you today. I couldn't be there in person, maybe next year. And I wish the Congress good success. And I congratulate all the organizers and all those who helped to create this wonderful event in Prague. Namaste. Bye-bye.
One more thanks to you and namaste to you. Thank you very much.